This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. Broncos and Chiefs, the night game on Christmas Day. Chiefs coming off a loss to the Titans, and which wasn't very close, which I think that's the first time we've said that about the Titans this season. Broncos also coming off of a loss here, but still one of the stronger teams here in the AFC. Talk to me about the Broncos and bouncing back here against Kansas City.
Look, I think this Chiefs defense, their secondary especially, is probably the best part of their team at this point, although they've been struggling over the last 3 or 4 games as well. And you flash back to Week 11 when Denver really got, I thought, the victory that maybe turned the tide for both of these teams. It felt like it was the end of an era in this division all of a sudden when Denver beat the Chiefs the first time. And it really was because of Bo Nix and how well he played in that game. An 83 passing grade and 81.8% adjusted completion rate. And he did what so few quarterbacks early in the season were able to do. He attacked down the field. 4 big-time throws, a 93.5 passing grade in a clean pocket. Guys, if we want to go up in that top right corner, that pressure and depth tab, we can look at a couple of things here. You look at in a clean pocket when he didn't get any pressure on him in the pocket. That's pretty darn good right there. 93.5, you can live with all 4 big-time throws. And if we want to scroll down a little bit, really attacking with the deep ball, right? We've talked all year about this gunslinging Auburn Tiger version of Bo Nix, but you see in this game, 5 for 8 on 20-plus yard targets, all 4 big-time throws, and one of those incompletions was even dropped. Could have been 6 for 8. You just don't see very many quarterbacks able to attack this Kansas City secondary with as effectively as Nix was able to, and those are really the signature plays in this game. Were those 4 big-time throws. So with the Chiefs kind of looking a bit demoralized, obviously their offense does not look very good at all right now, and the pass rush has been struggling all year. If Nix has clean pockets, I have to think he's going to attack down the field again because it worked so well the first time in Denver.
On the other side of things, for Kansas City, Chris Oladokun is their quarterback now, and we talked about this, how Gardner Minshew did not tear his ACL. We thought that he did initially, but it looks like he did not tear his ACL. I can't remember the medical phrase that you repeated a bunch on yesterday's show, but it looks like that Minshew did not tear his ACL, which is great, but he was still placed on injured reserve. So it's still going to be Chris Oladokun, who is starting at quarterback for Kansas City. And when you look at him specifically against the Tennessee Titans, he came in, he was 11 for 16, 111 passing yards, had 2 attempts, 7 rushing yards there as well. He was drafted to sort of be a quarterback that you, take a flyer on. And actually, was he drafted or was he an undrafted guy?
I
think he was undrafted.
I don't know that he was drafted.
Yeah, I think he was an undrafted guy now that I'm saying that. So anyways, he was brought on the team to sort of take a chance on a player who is able to make things happen out of structure. He started his career at South Florida. He's from Tampa, Florida. Started at USF. Then he went to Samford. Then he finished his career at South Dakota State. And he's that kind of guy who, when pressure's mounting, he can really get out of the pocket and he can make things happen with his arm or his legs. He's got good NFL arm talent, but the accuracy has just been a big issue for him, I think, throughout his NFL career. And the number that I want to focus on from last week's game against the Tennessee Titans is the time to throw. It's 3.14. If you are operating in a world where 3.14 is sort of where you're living with how quickly or not quickly, in this case, the ball is getting out of your hands, it's just too much time to be holding on to the ball. Defenses, and specifically the defensive line, is going to lock in. They're going to be able to descend on you. You're going to have to make some throws that you're not comfortable making when you're waiting to get rid of the ball that long. That time to throw for him has to be so much lower. We've got to get it at the very least below 3 seconds. I think somewhere around 2.9, 2.95 I think would be great for him in this game. But you have to be able to see it in order to do that. Right? You're not going to get rid of the football if you're just saying like, all right, well, it's right before 3 seconds. I got to throw it, because then you're going to put it in harm's way. You're not going to be trusting what you're seeing. You're not going to have confidence. But he needs to have that confidence for the Chiefs to win this game. I'm not taking the Chiefs, though. I'm taking the Broncos 24-13. The Broncos, though, are a sneaky team where I think people will look at that line. It's a 12.5-point line in favor of the Denver Broncos. They could very well win this game by 2 scores like that. They could. They haven't done that a lot this season. In fact, I feel like there have been a lot of games where the Broncos have really struggled against the spread and handling teams that they are better than. They feel like one of those teams that's kind of played both down and up to their competition. They can play the best in the NFL. We've seen it. But they can also play down to teams. I mean, you go back to that Jets game in London that was like, holy cow, somebody just please try to win this football game. And you would think now that what we think about the Denver Broncos and their record and how they could be the 1 seed and all that, you would have thought that they would have been able to, at some point in time, take the reins of that game. And they just didn't. And they're a team that I think is a little bit frustrating in that regard. So I'm not predicting this crazy blowout that some people think could happen. It could. We just haven't seen that very often from this Denver Broncos team. So it would be great for their sake if they could see it. But it's hard for me to think that Oludokin's going to get that time to throw down against this Broncos defense. That's sort of a rough ask for him. So I'm going with Denver to win this game.
And he's a guy a little bit more athletic than Gardner Minshew. I think when he gets in those situations where the Broncos are blitzing and sending pressure, I think he's going to hang on to it and try to scramble outside the pocket and make plays, improvising. And he made a couple of explosive plays outside the pocket last week against Tennessee. But this is a Chiefs team that's also just not explosive at all. And you talk about them only having 3 explosive plays against the Tennessee Titans in that blowout loss. Denver allows the lowest rate of explosive passes and the second lowest rate of explosive runs in the league this season. That's 15-yard passes and 10-yard runs. At this point, we've seen the Chiefs struggle to score when they had Patrick Mahomes on the field. This is arguably the worst offense in football right now. I'm going to treat it as such. I think Denver wins 23-7.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok rules sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff. Because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.